I'm Jeff Clanton.
I'm Thomas Waters.
Good to meet you, Thomas. I work at Birmingham Mountain Radio, and you work with State Farm?
Absolutely, I'm a State Farm agent.
Well, tell me a little bit about that, because I assume you deal with people intimately.
Absolutely, we customize our services for whatever you might need, and what we try for is to differentiate ourselves through outstanding service. And what I do is I have a team of 7 people, which is one of the largest teams in the whole city. And when we come out and take care of you, like for instance, we had a little fire up the street in downtown Birmingham, and when we go in and take care of somebody, move them out, get them a place to do their business or stay in a hotel, would it be a home, we can get that done in an hour or 2. It's a different kind of level of service. And
Yeah.
it's fun to do.
That's great. I worked at Birmingham Mountain Radio, started Birmingham Mountain Radio in 2010 as an internet radio station. And then in 2013 we moved into FM with our partnership with Summit Media Group. And Birmingham Mountain Radio is a AAA radio station, which nobody knows what that means. It's an adult album alternative, kind of the lighter side of alternative. We're also an indie rock station as well. And the interesting thing about Birmingham is that it's a wonderful pass-through market for artists and bands from Atlanta to New Orleans or Houston or wherever.
There's more space for the people to perform.
Right. So bands that they call them routing bands will route through Birmingham if they have support in Birmingham. Well, Birmingham has a rich tradition of alternative music, surprisingly, with 107.7 EX, and after that, Line 100.5. Those stations went away, and for months, I don't know quite how long, but for months, there was nothing to replace them. Those bands that used to route through Birmingham because they had support through radio to stay in Birmingham stopped coming to Birmingham. So some venues that were trying to make it were having a tough time. Of course, Bottle Tree was always kind of unique in that, but But so we felt like a radio station needed to be built, and so we created Birmingham Mountain Radio, hired on Scott Register, and he's really been the face of the radio station. So we've been doing that for 5 years. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience, and much like you, I mean, we're intimately involved with our clients, not only our clients, but our listeners. I guess it's maybe similar to clients. We want to be part of their lives, and we want
the market you serve.
Yeah, and we want them to help us grow by telling us what works and what doesn't.
So it sounds like to me, Jeff, that everything you're putting together wins for the listener, for you as running your business, and for the people making the music. Is that right?
Yeah, I think radio for a long time has changed its platform to be for the advertiser and less for the listener, and we feel like you can have both. You can have a listener experience and the advertisers still have a good experience as well. So we are listener based, and we're live and we're local, so I think it's just so important to be a part of the community in which you serve.
It's an intimate way to connect everybody. I love that experience that you're doing, because that's essentially what I try for.
Yeah.
With the work, it's kind of like I have a different product, but the end game that we work on is connecting, the State Farm insurance product with the clients that need it and still have fun doing it with our team. And
Right.
When you create that experience, it's different for your person you're serving, which would be your listener or my client. Then they only want to continue to work with you or to listen to your station, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So it's interesting, as a State Farm agent, do you typically see people at their worst? In times of disaster, heartache, problems, or is your experience different than that?
Well, I can get emotional because of the passion
Sure.
that I have for this thing. When just before Christmas, I had a client that was dying in the hospital, and the son calls me up and just says, "Hey, I want to make sure the life insurance is there. Dad says I need to check with you." And I know with confidence that I have that money there ready, $700,000 that's ready to go for the mother of that kid, and you're just thinking, wow, that's better than a casserole. And so the motto that I have on my truck is being there for you in life's toughest moments. And if we can get that done, then we don't have to ask for business in a way that most people work for business. I guess that's probably like your radio. Is that right? You just try to create something people desire, so you don't have to force it. Is that right?
Well, that's exactly right. And also listening to the listener is really, really important. We also feel like we provide a product, and much like you, provide a product that's second to none, and we do it differently than what's out there. So yeah, I mean, I think the focus for us is not only to have fun, and to have the listener. I think they're on a different station, but Rick and Bubba, when they first started, Rick and Bubba, interesting to refer to them, but one of the reasons why they made it is because people were allowed into their lives, allowed into their show. It's almost an inside looking out kind of experience. Well, that's what we want from our radio station, is we want people to feel like they own it. And so if they don't like a song, I want to make sure. It's funny, the phone number that you call to the radio station is my cell phone number.
Cool.
And so I'll have people call and complain sometimes, and about little things, things that maybe somebody said, or maybe it's a song that somebody doesn't like, and they'll also call and say wonderful things. But if I do get a complaint, typically they want to know who am I speaking with, and I'm like, well, I'm one of the owners, and they're floored typically.
Can't believe it,
right? So we'll have 15-20 minute conversations, because I'll ask them questions. Then at that point, what can we do to make it better?
Nice.
So I think in general, what I've discovered certainly about the Renaissance of Birmingham, that it's all about local, and it's all about people lifting each other up.
How are you finding that talent?
Music-wise?
Yes.
The talent in Birmingham is unbelievable.
Cool.
Bands like Ray, who's a kind of a shoegaze, power gaze is what they call, kind of a rock band. And then the Green Seed, which is a hip hop band, a lot of variation. Even a girl like Raquel Lilly, who's coming up, she's got a wonderful look and sound. These up and comers who are not leaving Birmingham, they're not going to Nashville, they're staying here and trying to find their footing here. And a lot of it has to do with the support from Birmingham Mountain Radio, but it also has to do with the support from the community. The
community likes it. It's going to go with it.
Yeah, the community is embracing local
Nice.
in a way that I don't think it's ever done, or at least in my lifetime.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
I love hearing about this. It's fun to see Birmingham be on the cutting edge of some things. And most people don't even realize how Birmingham has evolved and changed. And when you look at where our city was maybe 50, 60 years ago and where it is today, it's just no comparison.
It's my
I attend church downtown at First Methodist, and we're integrated at this point. And when you look at what that would have been 50 or 60 years ago, what we're doing today wouldn't have been possible. So it's a blessing to see Birmingham changing and being actually the forefront of some of the groundbreaking change in the country. Because I think some cities aren't as progressive in some ways, even though we're not viewed that way sometimes.
Yeah, and I think that's true. That when you drop a pebble in a pond, everything goes out.
Sure.
Birmingham is where that pebble was dropped, and so everybody looks to us every year. It seems like they look, well, how's Birmingham doing? If Birmingham's doing well, then the rest of the country maybe they're doing. So we're so focused on, we are constantly being reminded of our terrible past, and we have to look inward every day. So I agree. I think Birmingham is becoming more and more progressive, and it's the millennials or the young generation that is staying here in Birmingham is making a difference. And instead of working in different silos, we're all talking to each other now, and we're figuring out ways to, well, I own a radio station, how does that help you?
Sure.
So in the downtown experience, I live in Crestwood, so the downtown experience for us, and I have 4 children, we go to we go to private schools, but we have 4 children in Crestwood, and I don't know if I would have it any other way. Birmingham has become kind of just a wonderful experience.
It's really interesting for me because I serve all the public that can qualify for our coverage, and we may go from downtown Pratt City, Hoover, Homewood, Vestavia, Greystone, North Shelby County, Gardendale, Forestdale, all those communities we're serving, really all over the state actually, but when you touch those folks, no matter where they are in their life, like for instance in the tornadoes, we brought one lady that walked in our office, and it just touched me to be able to say, here's some money today, right this minute, for you to go get clothes, because all she had on was a hospital gown. She came from the hospital, and she said, all I can remember when I finished the tornado is I was holding a door out of the yard, and there's nothing left in the house. Her daughter had spent time in the hospital that night, and when you can serve that person coming from ground zero, from nothing, and bring them back, we even had it's the most interesting story about this lady, but she lost her car and her house and everything she had. She didn't even have her purse that day for her medicine. And so when you start from really nothing, and we could bring that person back and bring her, she actually finished in a practically brand new house. And a doctor out of Talladega, we connected her somehow. I have a cousin with FEMA, and he said, I have his doctor that feels like God is blessing him with his car to say, I've got to donate it and give it to a victim of the tornadoes. We paid her for the car, but the point is this doctor wanted to bless her. He gives her the car. I take her out to Talladega to get it, and you just think, wow, how can you be more focused and have more care than that, just to bring somebody something they don't expect. It's just fun to deliver things that people don't expect, and to touch people that, I don't live in that neighborhood, but I was able to give her a different change in her life. And it's more than just an insurance product. It's more than just dealing with, here's your money. So,
well, that's interesting, because so you see people at their worst, but then you see that you're able to restore them in a lot of ways. It's very powerful. Yeah, it was really good to talk to you, Thomas.
Very interesting to hear about your business and your radio, and where we're going in Birmingham with new music.
Yeah, and you as well. I probably need to make a follow-up phone call
and
talk to you.
Love to visit, and that's the thing we like, is just a simple conversation to see what it is that your priorities are to make a difference in your life.
Great. Well, thanks so much. This has been a great experience. I've enjoyed it.
Great to visit today, Jeff.
Good to see you.